Hello, beautiful Pisces. Welcome back to Intuitive Energies, and I decided to change to butterflies because, well, I don't know. The other cloth was just too dark for me at this point. We're heading into the light, and I feel your environment is important, and what you feed yourself creates the energy you want to live in. So I'm going to feed myself white cloth and butterflies, and they're so beautiful. I love the blues and the yellows here, and we're going to continue with our readings today. What Spirit wants you to know, what Spirit wants you to take in, is pleasure and sun, clarity, radiance, enthusiasm, optimism. I was pondering this morning, we get taught very young about duty and responsibility. But rarely as we are being taught this, is it ever emphasized that we should find a most pleasurable way of getting the job done. The happiest way that makes us feel fulfilled and happy to walk in the steps we take every single day. We're always called to responsibility and get it done. It doesn't matter if you care about what you're doing as long as it gets done. And while I understand that there's multiple things in life that just needs to get it done, I think that we should emphasize a lot more pleasure, well-being, and joy in the things that we do. Even if it means slowing down and actually experiencing what you're doing rather than rushing through everything. And this includes work, love, every minute of every day. I believe Spirit is saying that the next steps that you are taking right now, whatever you are doing to improve your life, make sure to make joy, happiness, and pleasure a priority. Because the more joy and pleasure we bring in our lives, the more we can be easy with a smile, or a smile is easy on our faces. In the moments that we create with every day, well, it just makes sense that when you wake up, you're a much happier being. Now, maybe, I wouldn't say a lot, but maybe some people would think, yeah, well, if the optimal conditions are not there, we could all have more. For sure, we all want more. But a simple cup of coffee can bring a smile to your lips. The sun rising and spreading light and making you feel light of being can bring you a smile. A nice slow ride to your job. I know my husband travels like 30-40 minutes, and he really enjoys his ride in the morning because we're in the country and he works in a city. So there are ways that you can increase the pleasure in your life, whatever that is. And the more you do, the more the pleasure increases. In other words, it's like the more you cultivate it, the more it presents itself in your life. So, we're going to look at the sun, which brings a lot of pleasure, a lot of light, a lot of clarity. And we're going to actually look at the card of pleasure. And we're going to let Spirit give their take on it. Okay? So, this is asking, are you taking life too intensely, too seriously? So, the time has come to call pleasures of life. It's time to seek lightheartedness at this time. Can't say that, right? Focus on what would make you happy. And schedule in things that do make you happy as well. No more wasting time on things that don't bring you joy. Okay? In our search for a better life, something happened along the way. We forgot how to find real pleasure in what we do, rather than just being diverted from the everyday. Life can be very overwhelming, and our rational minds seem to need every available minute of our time to be able to cope with demands. Pleasure has taken the back seat. Or there's a pattern of it now forming destructive tendencies such as drinking, rather than simply having a wine or two with friends. Yeah, it's a mean of escapism, not a mean of pleasure. It's not savoring the fruits of the earth. It's how much can I drink to get me in a stupor where I can shut off my mind and think of different things, right? A big part of pleasure is letting go. And it doesn't mean surrendering or giving up. It simply means handing over of all our administration, stress, and worries for a time and immersing yourself in something joyful. But I'm asking you here, having a positive and relaxed state of mind will actually help you find pleasure in your everyday. And I feel that is what they're saying. The key here to helping you in everything that you do, all the steps that you're taking, is to invite pleasure in. Okay? So let's see here. We're going to take a gratitude card, like we did yesterday. And then we're going to pull tarot. So in these, there's inspiration, affirmation, and reflection. So you have 3 different ones that could come out. We have affirmation. Oh, I can't. I just glanced one word, and yeah. Okay, so it's an affirmation. Let's see here. Let's pull some tarot, Pisces. Love. The Ace of Cups. The Devil. He's been coming out a lot. The Hermit. And the 2 of Cups. Another card of love. So, I think it's as simple as the love in your life, pleasure, love, feeling well, the state of well-being, committing to your well-being. It helps rejuvenate you, and it does keep this at bay, the devil, the restrictions that you feel, okay, the frustrations, the addictions. Because what happens is that when, let's say, you drink, and it's not to escape life, it's not to run away from the pain, then it becomes something for pleasure, right? You're going to get addicted to pleasure, absolutely. So, always be careful of that. But if you're in a good state of mind, Pisces, it's a different way of being. We know that everything we suffer or escape or try to escape comes from something that bothers us, something that feels broken within us, right? So make sure to know the difference here. Make sure to know the difference between escapism, because the devil can be that. Doing things that feel good but are not good for you. The devil is often this card. And the difference between love and love shared. Okay? Partnerships. The coming together to create something new. Love, respect, sharing, harmony. There's a big difference. So I feel they're saying, make sure that you know the difference of what you're doing. Don't just go, we're going to party and I'm going to escape my life. We're not talking about escaping life. We're talking about embracing life. There's a big, big, big difference. Okay? All right. Burdens. Coming out again. What one was this? The Eight of Cups. And the Three Cups. A lot of reconnection. Connection, reconnection. 1, 2, 3. A lot of cup energy. Asking you to reconnect. Happy events. Positive growth. The reconnection of the coming together to reconnect yourself to what makes you healthy, happy, joyful. The retreat card and the burden card is, of course, retreating from those burdens. You have to, the burdens, retreat to a reconnection. So they're saying like the same thing over and over again. Know the difference between happiness and escapism. This is the Seven of Disc. This is Seven of Pentacles. So assessment. The year of assessment, right? 2023. Focus on the good parts, not the broken parts. Create a stability. I was talking about these 4 sticks. You have 4 sticks. You can put a platform on it. It builds a table. They want you to concentrate on stability. And the Two of Swords. Now, some of you will say, I feel like I need to escape my life. That's a much bigger thing. That's a much bigger worry. And it's a much bigger picture to look at. If you feel you need to escape things in your life, then you need to look at your life. You shouldn't be living in a life that you feel you need to escape. You need to persevere and find a way to retreat from that to a place where you are living a life you no longer need to escape. Okay? So, the Two of Swords here is showing me the difference between the two, right? This is the delay in anything that you're going to do. Is it the pleasure? Is it good for me or is it bad for me? What is the difference? I'm going to look at the affirmation, and like I said, I turned it around and it's like, oh my God, because this is a card of pleasure, okay? And look what I saw, pleasure. So let's read it. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved in secret between the shadow and the soul. So this is from Pablo Neruda. It says, conjure in your mind's eye a secret pleasure. Give thanks for the luxury of enjoying something that is yours alone. Interesting. Very nice. Nice affirmation. So let's see if they give further insight to this. A secret pleasure, right? So they don't number these, so it's interesting to try to find them. But it's usually easy enough. I say that, and maybe it's not. Okay. Internal gratitude. How old were you when you began to understand the kinds of things that bring you the most pleasure? What were some of your earliest pleasures? Were they shared or private? At this point in your life, do you tend to seek pleasure as a solitary experience or one that is shared with others? Today, honor your ability to provide yourself with the mental, emotional, or physical pleasure you need to feel supported and alive by carving out a little time to devote to a favorite pleasurable pastime. Allow yourself to partake in it with no goals or objectives other than your own sense of enjoyment. Knowing how to bring yourself pleasure is an important step in healthfully cultivating and sharing it with others. Do you remember to bring yourself pleasure first, or do you depend on others to provide it for you? Today, as you carry an awareness of your secret pleasure around with you, allow it to fill your energy reserves. Imagine a glowing light of fulfillment slowly finding every crack of space inside of you. Allow this to continue until you're absolutely full with everything that you need. Then, and only then, share some of this positive energy with someone else. Even when you let it go, you will not become depleted, as your inner pleasure source is a self-renewing spring, like the Ace of Cups, who constantly renews itself. Okay? So take of it what you will, Pisces. I'm going to leave you with that. You know there are different kinds of pleasures in the world. You know that some they feel like pleasure, but it's more escapism. And truly, they always like to go back to when you were a child, because most of the time when we're children, the simple pleasures that we feel are very innocent, and they have no agenda. We just know it feels good, and we enjoy those things. So I invite you, and Spirit does too, to explore those things and add more and more of them to your life so that it brings health and happiness to you. Because what you feed your energy will feed you. All right, beautiful ones. That's it for this one. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. Please subscribe if you're interested. You can hit that notification bell to all. You can also go in the description box and hit the subscribe button for my website. It will notify you every time I post a brand new video, and you'll never be out of the loop regardless of what YouTube algorithms decide. Thank you to everybody who's joined my channel as a member. Everybody who comes here every single day. I appreciate you so very much. Take care, and I will see you later for the beautiful Sun card.